Welcome to Global Explore 10 States Americans Don't Move to Anymore. You know, I was driving around my neighborhood the other day, top down of course, it was a beautiful LA day, and I started thinking about all the different places people live in this crazy country. Then it hit me. Not all states are created equal. Have you ever wondered why some states are losing their charm faster than Guillermo loses at blackjack? In today's video, we're diving into the 10 states Americans don't move to anymore. We're talking about the places where people are packing up their U-Hauls and saying, "See you later, alligator, let's get started." Coming in at number 10 is Illinois. Now, I'm sure Illinois has its charms. I mean, they've got Chicago, the Windy City, home of deep dish pizza, the Magnificent Mile, and Oprah. Yeah, Oprah used to live there, but even she got out eventually. Look, I love a good slice of deep dish as much as the next guy, but apparently, sky-high taxes and those brutal winters are enough to make people say, "I'm out of here." Seriously, folks in Illinois are dealing with some of the highest property taxes in the nation, and the political climate, let's just say it's about as stable as a unicycle on a tightrope. Add in the fact that you need industrial-strength windshield wipers for 6 months out of the year, and it's no wonder folks are trading their snow shovels for flip-flops and heading for greener pastures. At number 9, it's New York. Now, New York City, the Big Apple, the city that never sleeps. It's a place that's been immortalized in countless movies, songs, and TV shows. It's iconic. They've got Broadway, Times Square, and a nightlife that's second to none. The lights, the hustle, the energy, it's all part of the charm. And let's not forget the food. More pizza joints than you can shake a stick at, each claiming to have the best slice in the city. And hey, even Spider-Man lives there. It's a city of dreams and superheroes. But let's be real, living in New York City is basically like starring in your own gritty, low-budget remake of Rent every single month. The daily grind can be overwhelming, and not the fun sing-along parts. I'm talking about the living paycheck to paycheck, while your landlord raises the rent again parts. It's a constant struggle to make ends meet. The rent in New York City is enough to make your hair stand on end, and not in a good way. The cost of living is through the roof. Imagine paying more for a tiny studio apartment than you would for a mansion in most other states. It's a tough pill to swallow. Sunshine, beaches, and no state income tax. Sign me up. The allure of a more relaxed lifestyle is hard to resist. It seems like a lot of New Yorkers are thinking the same thing. The exodus is real, and people are seeking greener pastures. They're trading in the concrete jungle for a quieter, more affordable life. It's a trend that's reshaping the landscape of the city. As more people leave, the city that never sleeps is starting to feel a little less crowded, a little less vibrant. The concrete jungle is losing its bite. Now this one might surprise you, California. Yes, the land of endless sunshine, dreams, and opportunities. I mean, come on, California. The place where people flock to chase their dreams and bask in the glow of its vibrant culture. It's got it all. Beaches, sunshine, Hollywood, Silicon Valley. You can practically smell the ambition and avocado toast in the air. The allure of the Golden State is undeniable. But even the Golden State is losing its shine. And honestly, I'm a little heartbroken about this one. It's like watching a beloved movie star fade from the limelight. First off, the housing market in California is more inflated than a Kardashian's ego. Prices have skyrocketed to the point where owning a home feels like a distant dream for many. Seriously, you need to be a tech mogul or win the lottery to even think about buying a house there. The average person is left feeling frustrated and hopeless, and even then you're probably going to get outbid by a trust fund kid with a pet llama. The competition is fierce and often feels unfair. And don't even get me started on the wildfires. These devastating blazes have become an annual nightmare, destroying homes and lives. Every year it seems like half the state is going up in flames. Then there's the traffic. The gridlock is legendary and soul-crushing. I'm pretty sure you could walk from Los Angeles to San Francisco faster than it takes to drive on the 405 at rush hour. The congestion is a daily struggle for millions. And let's not forget the homelessness crisis. It's heartbreaking to see so many people struggling to find shelter in such a wealthy state. The disparity is stark and troubling. Pollution is another issue. The smog in cities like Los Angeles can be suffocating, affecting the health and quality of life for residents. Despite all these challenges, there's still hope. Californians are resilient and passionate about their state. With collective effort, perhaps the Golden State can regain its glitter. Number 7, Alaska, the last frontier, for a reason. Coming in at number 7 is Alaska. Now don't get me wrong, Alaska is beautiful. I'm talking stunning, majestic, makes you want to write poetry kind of beautiful. But all that beauty comes with a price. And I'm not just talking about the cost of a gallon of milk. Let's start with the isolation. Alaska is about as far away from everything as you can get without launching yourself into space. If you're someone who thrives on being surrounded by people, Alaska might feel a little too much like that dream where you're the only person left on Earth. Then there are the winters, and I'm not talking about your average cozy up by the fire kind of winters. I'm talking about long, dark 6-month winters where the sun barely peeks out and the temperature makes your eyeballs freeze. Number 6. West Virginia, almost heaven, but struggling to stay afloat. At number 6 we have West Virginia. This state has struggled with population decline for years. It's the heart of coal country, and unfortunately, as the coal industry has declined, so has the population. It's a classic case of a state that's been hit hard by economic changes. West Virginia is a beautiful state, with rolling hills, charming small towns, and some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet. But unfortunately, economic opportunity isn't exactly knocking on the door. Many young people are leaving in search of better jobs and more opportunities, which is understandable, but it's leaving a lot of small towns struggling to survive. Now, Louisiana knows how to throw a party. It's got Mardi Gras, amazing food, jazz music, and a culture that's unlike anywhere else in the world. But unfortunately, Louisiana has also been dealt a tough hand in recent years. Hurricanes and flooding have taken a devastating toll, and the economy has struggled to recover. It's hard to enjoy the party when you're constantly worried about the next natural disaster. Plus, Louisiana has struggled with crime rates and poverty. At number 4, Mississippi takes the spot. Mississippi is a state that's steeped in history and culture. It's the birthplace of blues music, and it played a pivotal role in the civil rights movement. But despite its rich heritage, Mississippi faces some very real challenges today. It consistently ranks near the bottom in terms of healthcare, education, and economic opportunity. Number 3, Wyoming, big sky country, small population problems. At number 3, we've got Wyoming. Now, when it comes to natural beauty, Wyoming is tough to beat. You've got Yellowstone National Park, the Grand Tetons, vast prairies, and wide open spaces that go on forever. But all that beauty comes at a price, and I'm not talking about the cost of a park ranger hat. Wyoming is the least populated state in the country, and for good reason. If you're not into ranching, mining, or tourism, job opportunities are about as scarce as a vegan at a barbecue competition. Number 2, Vermont, charm overload, opportunity underload. At number 2 is Vermont. Vermont is like that adorable little town in a Hallmark movie. It's got picturesque villages, covered bridges, maple syrup galore, and enough fall foliage to make you want to wear a flannel shirt and drink pumpkin spice lattes all year long. But even Vermont has its downsides. While Vermont is undeniably charming, it's not exactly known for its bustling job market or affordable housing. If you're a young professional looking for a fast-paced career, Vermont might feel a little too much like a Sleepy Hollow. And good luck finding an apartment that doesn't cost more than your entire wardrobe. And don't even get me started on mud season. Number 1, New Jersey. The Garden State wilts under pressure. Once a beacon of suburban bliss and urban excitement, New Jersey now finds itself at the top of a less desirable list. And finally, the number 1 state Americans don't move to anymore is New Jersey. Yes, you heard that right. Despite its rich history and cultural significance, the state is losing its appeal. New Jersey. Yep, you heard that right. The state that once attracted people from all over is now seeing a mass exodus. The Garden State, home to Springsteen, Bon Jovi, and more diners than you can shake a fist at, is at the top of our list. It's a place where music legends were born, and where you can find a classic American diner on almost every corner. Shocking, right? I mean, New Jersey is right next door to New York City. It's got beaches. It's got the Turnpike. The proximity to one of the world's most iconic cities should be a major draw, and yet, it's not enough to keep people around. What's not to love? Well, according to a lot of people, a lot. The reasons for leaving are as varied as the people themselves. First off, New Jersey has some of the highest property taxes in the country. Homeowners are feeling the pinch, and it's driving them away. Seriously, it's like they tax you for every blade of grass in your yard. The financial burden is becoming too much for many to bear. And don't even think about parking your car on the wrong side of the street during street cleaning. The fines and regulations are just another layer of frustration. And the traffic? Forget about it. The congestion is legendary, making daily commutes a nightmare for many residents. It's like everyone in New Jersey is trying to get to the George Washington Bridge at the same time. The constant gridlock is enough to drive anyone crazy, so it's no wonder that people are packing up and moving out. The combination of high costs, strict regulations, and unbearable traffic is pushing residents to seek greener pastures elsewhere. As families wave goodbye to their New Jersey homes, the state is left to ponder how to reverse this trend and bring back its former glory. So, what do you think? Were you surprised by the list? I know I was. It just goes to show that every state has its pros and cons, and what might be a deal breaker for one person might be a non-issue for another. Let us know in the comments which state you would never move to. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Global Explore, and turn on notifications so you never miss a fun-packed video.